Hi everyone, Steve here again. Thought I have another video for you. This time we want to show you the kind of contacts that we get. Some people think Team Bubba are just a group of nut jobs, got hate against Kim and Thomas Williams. It's not 100% true. We don't have any hate. We just want the truth, and we want people to know what we've found. And the only way that you can really follow someone is if you know, especially if you're following someone and then you're using that information to tell other people about how great someone is. You need to do due diligence, or you need to at least know both sides of the story. So this video really is, we just want to show you one of the contacts that we've had. And this time it was a financial consultant broker that approached us back in August 2019. The whole idea of this video is just to show that, like I said, people that come to Team Bubba are not always people just saying, "Oh, what can you tell us about Thomas Williams? Is he, really a fraud or whatever?" We have some of these people, we don't know who they are, but they are working for governments, like as in they're brokering deals for governments on behalf of governments around the world, and businesses. I say, why would they want to come to Team Bubba and ask us about information? Well, you'll see in a minute that this is an example. Of course, we've blanked out some of the names in this video. We've got screenshots of the chat that we had with this consultant. And this consultant does talk about other people, never mind this guy, Louis E. Taylor, who we've covered in previous videos, who is very closely connected to Kim on many occasions. If you look at the associates videos we've done, you'll see he has a lot of connections with Kim, and still has today. He's with the Life Force. So let's dive into this a little bit. So this here is a screenshot that this consultant shared with us, and it's there's no secrets here. This is a UK-based financial consultant that does due diligence on behalf of a client that wants to do $1 billion deal in Africa. Okay, we'll just quickly say what it is basically. So this guy, this consultant, was approached by two groups, one being the Kingdom of Manor and the other one being the Manor World Holding Trust. Now, if you would have watched the Kingdom of Manor sections of the associates, you'll know that Jesper Ellerman is now running that side of things after a breakup with Kim, and Kim was running the Manor World Holding Trust, and since then she's changed the Manor World Holding Trust name to just the Sovereign Trust, or is it just called the Money Trust? We don't know. He's changed it so many times, probably to cover up what's been exposed about them. But anyway, so this guy, financial consultant UK, is approached by both of these groups about this $1 billion deal under a name called Eworld Petroleum LLC. Now, they approached us. Well, I say this guy approached us because they wanted some more information to see if it's legitimate or not. So we basically put him straight, whatever we've got in our group at the time and some of our videos is what we've discovered. And he knows very well that Manor World Holding Trust side, but he said that he was more interested in the Kingdom of Manor side, which is Jesper Ellerman. And he was approached by two Italian gentleman that wanted to basically give him 5 billion. Yeah, 5 billion, and which was, he said, it is also linked to a trust, and they, well, he said he couldn't quite understand why this deal, or should I say, would be a scam, because he says, I'm not putting up any money. And we tried to explain to him that the money's about the grants that they ask for, country grants. It's like they want 2% of the money that's put in. Basically, when they put these money through on these screens, 5 billion, they put the money in there to extract from sort of fake accounts. While it's sitting there waiting to be cleared, they can extract 2% of that money, and they that money is then disappears quickly. They start laundering the money to different accounts, and then once the 2 billion gets rejected, then the money that and all the fees that these companies put up disappear. And of course, these companies are not going to declare it, because they'll say, imagine going to the FBI, I've been scammed by some scammers that tried to launder some money. You don't want your company involved in that. You get fined a hell of a lot of money by the authorities nowadays. But anyway, let's go into some of the evidence on this. But anyway, he does actually admit at the end that Kim's side of it is obviously an amateur scam. But he said he was still going to advise his client to still go ahead with the Kingdom of Manor, even though he knows very well they all work together and they're all scammers. Anyway, so this is the screenshot this broker sent us. He was sending some Skype messages to each other, and Lewis Taylor's confirmed that Kim is still very active. So yeah, here we go. Louis C. Taylor, this guy is a nut job, to be honest, and that's just to prove his Skype. That's how we found out it was Eworld Petroleum LLC. It's because of this company Skype address it was been using. So it was going on for a while, this discussion. Now the blue ones are Team Bubba, as well as the one you'll see is Larry. So the blue ones are us. This one on the left with the red blotched out names is the broker. So we're trying to explain to him it's done misusing the USA Fed routing number, which is the FMCA number. It's a big long number, which he even confirms that that's what they used, and he's done his due diligence and knows very well that BIS number has been used in a lot of scams. But he's still persistent to go ahead and ask questions anyway. He says, okay, I won't be going anywhere near the Kim Lewis side, but I need to look into the Italian side more. As it would seem, you haven't come across these names. They emanate from the Kingdom of Manor Trust. So of course we're saying, look, try to warn him if you get caught involved with these, is this fraud? So he's asking questions, and we've got a couple of chats going, and let me just say how we got this chat going. He became a Team Bubba member and started asking questions in one of our comments. So we broke out from the post and said, because he wanted to talk to us in private, so we set up a private chat and we had a discussion with him in there. And I think there was 2 chats going at the same time, and it was getting confusing. That's why he's saying, we said, sorry, we're in the wrong chat. That's what we said. And he's asking about a Liberian story. I got it. He knows about the Liberian story, which is a bank fraud that Kim was definitely caught, but not enough proof to really take it any further. But her associates were definitely arrested, and one of them trying to steal SWIFT code numbers for the country, Liberia, was actually jailed, and we'll do one video just on that because it's massive, that. So we put in there that that we could share names of people that are involved. And of course, Larry says this is very similar to the one we had back in March and April time. This is talking about another financial advisor. That guy was in the middle, was a middleman and was doing a deal with an African government or bank and kept asking us if MWHT Holding Trust was real. And this is what we get. They come and ask us and say, look, we see you on the internet. Is MWHT Holding Trust legitimate, or is Kingdom of Man legitimate? And we tell them, no, it's not. No, it's not. But yeah, so this is us reporting that, remember that, Larry. It's always African banks and financial institutions that are targeted. So that's us replying back. That's Barry, I think. That alone should ring alarm bells. And he says, the financial advisor says, the gentlemen concerned are Alfonso, Dario, an Italian who approached me in Senegal. We invest funds for governments. And he said the other one is Fabio Ciani, although I'm not entirely sure they're on the spelling. Also, recently, I was approached by Lewis Taylor III, who told me these people were probably ex-Manor officials who have no remit anymore with the trust. I think he is in contact with the THI YouTube man, as he does send me those links. So this Lucy Taylor is sending video links of Thomas Williams' show to this broker, as if that's proof of the trust. And if you have ever watched any of these shows, all this guy talks about is news that's going on in the world, how great he is, how fantastic his THI group are because they do so many great things for, people that have got not much money. And also he talks about aliens and things. So it's not the kind of thing you want to, conspiracy stuff you want to push onto a financial person you're trying to broker a deal with. So this Lewis Taylor's nut job. So it's Thomas Williams. But and the Thomas Williams thing is, he brings in donations for a foundation which he's got, I don't know, he claims to be $50,000 to $70,000, and all he's done is help someone with a wheelchair, which is great, which is brilliant. Someone that has been struggling getting around, if you can help someone with a chair, brilliant. But even then, he only did that because we put pressure on him. We kept pushing him, look, what are you spending this money on? We need to know what you put in your money into. And he wouldn't, he kept saying that, Team Bubba, insult us every time we ask for questions about, what he's doing with his money. So sending him links of this YouTube is just really very unbelievable, really. That's not proof, is it? And it's exactly the same thing. We ask for proof, we get, mugged off. Anyway, another one was called Giordano, another Italian. And we say, are you aware of the Liberian case? Yes, I read about it. So he knows about it, but still persistent to ask us questions. So we send him a list of, at the time, associates to Kim. Now, some of these we've not even dug into, apart from, but I'm going to go in this one. But these names are popped up in investigations. So that was a failed attempt on robbing a bank. Kim got the basic boot from this Kingdom of Man organised crime that we were told is a Russian organised crime that they're part of. And he said, from the organised crime, and we said that, and also Louis Taylor is also part of that list. So he says, okay, so I have two groups, both purporting to be involved. Lewis Taylor wasn't part of the originals and doesn't know the others. The original Italian guys wanted us to confirm through our banking contacts the fidelity of the funds using RTGs, blue and grey screens. I'll send you an email I received on this chat. So we basically say, we need to get someone to check this out so we can confirm it's really is just a massive hoax, and the FBI are aware, which they are. They've been told, but they've got bigger fish to fry, So we send him this. You've seen this one in our Associates one. Sovereign fraudsters. Steve Ray, Ruben Handez, Kim in the middle, Lewis E. Taylor. So just letting you know, and he asks, who are these people? A little bit further down. So this is what he sends us. Part of the email. So, number 1, presentation. Blank is acting as asset manager for 5 countries and their central banks: Haiti, Uganda, Kenya, Liberia, and Bahrain, to receive grants of 5 billion every 6 months, up to 20 billion per country. Blank is appointed by the Kingdom of Manor as a general and exclusive paymaster to operate all the disbursements and manage part of the original funds to receive. Authorization to verify international sweep account holder of the Manor World Holding Trust Sovereign Fund, BIS sovereign registration, which is also the country code. This one here, we'll do a completely separate video on this. This is big to do with fraud. United Nations registration. Our needs. If your organization is able to check via blue screen, grey screen, or RTGs the said funds under the name the Manor World Holding Trust, we are asking to get the screenshots of the funds with a letter from your company or your bank showing your readiness to receive and invest for us the said funds following a schedule of countries to use their grants. So, that basically says that a breakdown of it. So, can you tell me more who the other people are? So we've told them who they are in another chat, and we've said to them that that FMCA number is the same one used in Liberian banking fraud attempt. Also goes back to early 2000s when it was used before, and of course we know that some people were arrested and put in prison 15 years. Yep, I saw that news page about it. It's also in the Kingdom of Manor website, so he's talking about that code. And we told him to search for that number. It appears on a lot of fraud attempts. Yes, I've seen that. Lewis Taylor's been emailing me just now saying Kim is active. That's what that screenshot was right at the top. So we said, if you're seeing no evidence, no evidence and this deal is genuine, and you are being spooked by the fraud claims, that should speak for itself. Well, yeah, it should do, really. And I can guarantee you won't find any official registration with any of this. It's massive scam. But this has proven to us what we've been told, and that Kim has been dropped by the OCG, and they are now working with the Kingdom of Manor. And he says, what I don't understand is why they look to something money from what they are requesting. All they want to do is invest directly. They haven't asked for any money. So yeah, we've tried to explain to him up there how it works. So I think it's down below. So he asks who these people are. That's the screenshot at the top. So we just said, we're not really going to try and explain how it works because it's very complex. But it's money laundering. I think he knows very well how it works. So yeah, they basically siphon off 2% total before the banks at the clearing stage and before it gets rejected, and then they've basically moved the money around. Okay, but the trust are said to put up the funds, so they are scamming themselves. What am I missing here? This is why we try to say, look, we need to get someone to explain this to you that knows more in depth. And he said, yeah, it'd help. So we just kept telling him, look, let's bring this back to reality. They've claimed Kim has been a trustee since 2012. Kim's a fruitcake. This is what we said. She claims she's a member of a universal council that goes off planet and holds meetings with ETs and represents humanity. This is the sort of people we are dealing with here. And he's put, yes, the Kim connection looks to be an obvious amateur scam. It's the Italians that I'm trying to find out about. This scam has been going on for 3 years. We've put in here, personally, I haven't come across Alfonso Dario. Someone may have, because we've got ongoing investigation, because I would say that anything to do with Louis E. Taylor looks compromised. And he's put, just to be clear, Dario and Taylor I have met independently. They are not they're not as far as I know. So he doesn't think that they're compromised. So he's met them both, but he still thinks they're okay. But however, he does change his mind a little bit. You definitely need to speak. We tell him they need to speak to someone in particular. Okay, so we've put, I'm sure that there are many legitimate funding companies out there, but as with all these things, there are a lot of money at stake, and usually someone is wanting a slice of the pie, and if they are offered something that seems too good to be true, usually is. Yeah, so we keep spelling that out to everyone in our videos, to be honest. So we share with him a document, and also about what was going on with the Man of World Holding Trust. So he's put, I believe my client has dealt with them before, so I'll hold my judgment on them. So yeah, he's been basically told the link of the document we got it from. He seems to think that my client's dealt with them before, and we said, yeah, we can imagine what you've been told about them, but it's not 100% true, because where we get them from is a particular source that gives us the information as well. So we've said, like, who regulates these kind of transactions? Trust can be, so he's put, trusts can be anonymous, and they're called trusts because they enjoy certain legal advantages. So generally they are domiciles in tax havens like Jersey, etc. So they're basically trying to say is that that's why they're anchored to tax havens like Monaco and Cayman Islands, but he's saying like Jersey. But in this case, he's not sure. Let's go down a little bit. I'm trying to get some more information. So we've put in there, like, and the only people you feel you can contact is a Facebook group, which is doing all it can to stop future fraud attempts by criminal groups we have brushed shoulders with. He's put, not at all. I'm not involved in this transaction. My client has asked me to use my due diligence contacts to find out more. So after finding no evidence of his existence, where are you at? He's put, it isn't the only people I've contacted. I have asset searchers, companies looking into this. I rather recent the implication barrier. You advertise that you have information that I feel I should know. If you prefer I didn't ask you, then I ask, what is the point of this group in the first place? He's talking about Team Bubba. And we put, this isn't what we are investigating. This is the background of what we are investigating. Our target is Thomas Williams, who is using this trust to scam donations out of people. He promises the trust will fund the world, and it's coming out soon. But until then, pay me my way in life. He's been doing this for 3 years. So yeah, he at the time, he was our target because loads of people were coming, saying they're handing over loads of money. And, it's just far too much, really, when you start hearing people, families breaking up because of it. At one point, this guy was saying that cats were spies for the CIA. So people that had cats were getting rid of them. They're lovely pets. They went, I'm going to have to get rid of it because my cat's a spy. This is how brainwashed these people are. Whatever he says. Now, he doesn't say get rid of your cats. But the way he puts it is very controlling. He hates cats. Don't know why. But he's made out that all cats are spies and actually can monitor everything we do. And he goes back to the CIA or the cabal. So this is the nut jobs we're talking about. And Kim, he worked for Kim as a spokesman for MWHT Holding Trust. So, he says, I don't know Williams, only through his YouTube. So we put, he claims to be a spokesman of MWHT Holding Trust. So you should do, so you should do if it's real. So basically, this guy, the MWHT Holding Trust, we know 100% it was used for basically to make people think that there were countries and companies that they were going to be getting funding, but they never did and never will because it doesn't exist. You may have missed something I wrote earlier. The initial contact from Kingdom of Mana was from the Kingdom of Mana, not the MWHT Holding Trust. However, they say the Sovereign Trust handles their fund. So Kingdom of Mana saying that the Sovereign Trust, MWHT Holding Trust, handles their fund. So both exist. He knows that Kim's involved in both and was, but he's still asking these pathetic, stupid questions, this guy. So we just tell him that, these are very dangerous people. Why we use anons for names. So he's put, grateful as I am for your information. The question of the kingdom remains. If this Williams fella is piggybacking off the name, then it is of limited concern to my inquiry. He appears to be a certain type of conspiracy theorist with some questionable colleagues, mostly notable Lewis Taylor, who would seem to have some mental illness from the music videos because he's took them down now. But Lewis Taylor was pretending to play the guitar in some of these like videos, kind of thing he'd put on TikTok, kind of thing. And he was miming. In a couple of songs he was singing, but the guy hasn't got a voice. It was terrible. And just, the expressions you do as a kid, or you see your sister with a hairbrush singing into a hairbrush, it was like that. It was embarrassing. That's what he said. He's got some mental illness. I think he means just the way he acts in the video. Why would you put that crap on there? Especially if you're putting everyone out there that, your financial dealing, your broker deals. Oh, he's really, sometimes you sit there and laugh at some of this crap that gets put out. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So, okay, so we put in there, this is Barry. Barry the Bulldog comes out and said, after doing a background check on you, it looks like you work for a worthless company. Claim to be an expert, foreign exchange expert, and surely your background would show more solid info, a bit like the funds you are trying to find information on. So he's basically saying, your company's worthless. We're trying to find a bit more information. But he's right. We do background checks, but you can't. You try to look for a company that's got hardly anything. It's just more like a shell company, Eworld Petroleum They're just, like I said, they're just pointless companies. They set up to broker deals, and then, if they go bankrupt, just close them down, open another one up. We checked his background out. Of course, we can't put his name up on there, but I just love the way Barry comes out and tries to bring this person up, because we're getting pissed off by now, right? Because this guy does not care about what other people do. He doesn't care the fact that we've told him Kim is linked to Kingdom of Manor. You're trying to separate the both, and even Lewis Taylor's told you that they were ex-Manor World Trust members, or he thinks they were, and also you think Lewis Taylor's mental. So surely the bigger picture is this is a load of crap. Anyway, this broker says, well, you seem charming individual. I asked for a stellar reason. If you just wish to throw insults, I'll leave you to stew in your own hate. Thank you to those who have tried to be helpful, but I think I'll close this now. So he closes the group. He leaves the chat. And so this was going on for, I don't know, maybe an hour or something like that. But yeah, this is just an example of, the kind of people that do come up into our chat. So we put this into a document, and you can read it all yourself if you like. But we just find it quite funny. He just left the chat like a baby. He don't like being questioned. We throw something back at him, and he's like, "Oh, how dare you insult me, insult my company, or if he works for." Anyway, at least we, it was entertaining. At least we know there's a lot. Again, we're adding this to the list of people that do contact us are, just in it for financial gain. They really don't give a shit about the background or what's going on. But people being psychologically damaged by, these scammers. And like I said, we keep saying scamming is not just about the money. It's actually what they take. They take your time. They take your ideas. They take your life force. That's why they call it life force, I guess. Anyway, next up, probably it might not be directly after this video, but we are definitely going to be covering this. So this FMCA number keeps popping up. Is some of the criminals are Angel Marcos, which he's got a fake name. He thinks he's actually been convicted. He thinks he's been he's linked to he's the son of Marcos, Philippine president once. Winston Strout, yeah, this guy was put in jail for 10 years, I think it was, for tax fraud. He's also been arrested for other things. And this Marcos and Winston Strout was part of the Metro Grant Holdings group, which also was owned by Kimberly and Goguen and the Manor World Holding Trust. And of course, Jasper Ellerman's used it. So we'll cover that in another video at a later stage. But thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And really appreciate your listening and sharing with your people you know and loved ones that may be getting tied up with into all this. Some videos might be a bit too much for them to watch because of the way we come in heavy with it, but the social ones might be worth them looking at, and maybe the Manor World Trust videos we can recommend. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and hopefully you'll keep following us. Thank you. Bye bye.